During January's overcast days, it's nice to look forward to spring and the upcoming growing season. Fortunately, this is also the time many seed catalogs begin to arrive, bringing great ideas for this summer's garden and helping us to make it through the snowy days. When perusing your garden catalogs, it's important to understand a few commonly used horticulture terms so you purchase the right plants for your gardens. The U.S. Department of Agriculture developed the Plant Hardiness Zone Map to help gardeners understand the minimum average annual temperatures experienced in each part of the United States. The United States is broken up into 11 hardiness zones, with Nebraska containing 2, Zone 4 and Zone 5. Each zone spans a 10-degree temperature differential. When looking at the map, you will see that each zone is divided into 2 sections. For example, Zone 5 is colored green, with a darker green section that is approximately 5 degrees warmer and a light green section that is colder. Determining your hardiness zone before choosing the plants from catalogs will help you to choose plants that will survive well under the temperatures in your location. The terms annual and perennial are also important considerations when purchasing plants from a catalog and can be applied to both ornamental plants and vegetables. Annuals are plants that grow, set seed, and die in one growing season. They do not grow back the following year from the same crown and root system, but are usually easily propagated by seed. Examples of common annual plants include marigolds, petunias, tomatoes, and peppers. Perennials are plants that live for several years, growing back from the same crown and root system each time. Examples of common perennial plants include hosta, coneflowers, peonies, rhubarb, and asparagus. Make sure you understand the difference between these 2 terms when choosing plants for your gardens. You might also find the terms cultivar or variety in a garden catalog. The term cultivar is a contraction of the words cultivated variety and refers to plants that are not naturally occurring but were created through controlled human propagation efforts, such as hybridization or repeated plant selection. Almost all tomatoes should be referred to as cultivars, since even heirloom tomatoes were developed through years of human selection for plants with the best characteristics. In contrast, the term variety refers to plants that evolved without human intervention and will develop true to type each year when planted from seed. Thornless honey locust is a common shade tree and is a naturally occurring variant of honey locust that does not have thorns. Common honey locust is known botanically as Gleditsia triacanthos, while the thornless variety is called Gleditsia triacanthos var. Inermis. The terms hybrid versus open pollinated are also applied to both ornamental plants and vegetables. Hybrid plants, or F1 hybrids, are created by crossing 2 specific parent plants. Hybrids may have several improved characteristics when compared to the parent plants, such as increased vigor, increased stress tolerance, better disease resistance, better flavor, and more uniform growth habit. Hybrid plants will usually not develop true to type if planted from seed saved year to year. Therefore, fresh seed should be purchased each growing season. Open pollinated plants were developed by generations of gardeners selecting the best plants in their gardens. They do not require a specific pollen source, yet each generation will grow true to type from seed. Heirloom plants are by definition open pollinated, and seed may be saved from these plants each year and planted into the garden with an expectation of the same great vegetable flavor or flower color. The terms determinate and indeterminate are most frequently associated with tomatoes and refer to the plant's growth habit. Determinate plants, sometimes called bush tomatoes, grow only to a set height and then stop. Determinate tomato plants range from less than 2 feet to about 3 feet tall. Plants develop short branches, each ending in a flower cluster, and then set fruit. Since fruits set on the plant within a short window of time, they also ripen and are harvested in less than 6 weeks. For this reason, determinate tomatoes are ideal for canning or freezing, since the majority of produce can be harvested and processed within a short time frame. Indeterminate tomatoes, or vining tomatoes, grow continuously until they are killed by frost. Each plant has many branches, and plants can get quite large. Indeterminate plants flower and set fruit continuously until the plant dies, resulting in a staggered harvest of fresh tomatoes throughout the growing season. Disease resistance and disease tolerance sound very similar. but actually mean very different things. Strong disease resistance means that a plant will not be infected by a disease under normal growing conditions, and therefore will not show any disease symptoms. However, a plant with strong disease tolerance may become infected under the same conditions and show symptoms, but the plant will not have long-term detrimental effects from the disease. For example, the phlox cultivar David has good powdery mildew resistance and seldom shows any sign of disease under good growing conditions. Other phlox varieties with good disease tolerance may show symptoms of infection and possibly lose some leaves each year to the disease, but still the plant grows back strongly each year. Keep notes about the seeds or plants you purchase, such as how well they germinated, the vigor of the plants, and their tendencies towards insects and disease. From this information, you can determine whether the cultivars you selected are good choices for your area or gardening style. For more information on selecting plants for your garden and other gardening topics, visit the University of Nebraska-Lincoln Extension Publications website at www.ianrpubs.unl.edu.